Nebraska, where today Nebraska and Colorado butt heads. Colorado is 7-1-1 and ranked 9th in the nation. Nebraska is 8-0. They are ranked number 3. The Buffaloes and Cornhuskers share the lead in the Big 8 with identical records of 4-0. The winner of this one is likely to win the Big 8 title and the berth in the Orange Bowl. The wind, a problem. The ball blown off the tee.
Tom Osborne knows he needs to use this wind as much as he can.
In his 18th season as head man at Nebraska, his offense will indeed be heading into the wind in the first quarter. Short kick taken by Tyrone Hughes. He's out to the 26-yard line. That's where the Nebraska offense begins 1st and 10, led by junior quarterback Mickey Joseph, the fullback Lewis, the I-back Leotis Flowers, the wideouts Bostic and Turner, Turner a wingback, the tight end William Washington. David E. Deal is the center, the guards Jim Waddick and Will Shields, and the tackles Tom Punt and Brian Bowerboom. Nebraska into a 25-mile-per-hour wind in the first quarter. Flowers on the first play from scrimmage lost the football. Buffalo saying they have recovered, but they have not. Colorado defensively, the tackles Elder and Howe, the noseman Joel Steed. Great outside linebackers in Williams and McGee. On the inside, Bakert and Johnson. The corners McLuhan and Figures. The safeties James and Thomas. Credit Leotis Flowers with a gain of 2 on first down. Flowers again across the 30 and down at the 31. Third down, a long 5, nearly 6 for Nebraska. Joseph threw only 4 times last week against Iowa State. He's not trying to throw, and he's down for a 6-yard loss back to the 25. Nebraska. The wind knocks it down. McLuhan lets it bounce. Down by the Cornhuskers. Darian Hagan is the quarterback, the junior from Los Angeles. The fullback Hemingway, the great tailback Bieniemy. The receivers Pritchard and Simmons. The tight end Sean Brown. An outstanding offensive line centered by Jay Leuenberg. The guards Joe Garton, All-American, and Brian Campbell. The tackles Solomon and Vanderpool. Just as Nebraska started with Flowers, Colorado begins with Bieniemy, and he's into Nebraska territory. A 6-yard gain on first down for Eric Bieniemy. Defensively for the Cornhuskers, Joe Sims and Kenny Walker are the tackles. Walker is deaf. The nose guard, Pat Engelbert. The outside linebackers, Hill and Kroll. Kroll will be a first-round draft pick in the NFL. Inside, it's Petco and Tyrants. The corners, Bruce Pickens and Tahan Lewis. The safeties, Reggie Cooper and Tyrone Bird. Tom Osborne says this is the best defense he's had in his 18 years at Nebraska. Bieniemy through the middle with a first down at the 37 of Nebraska. 1st and 10, Colorado. We've played 2.5 minutes, no score. Eric Bieniemy down at the 31-yard line and play.
I think it's a personal foul.
It is. John Laurie and the Buffaloes are threatening after the walk-off of the personal foul. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Bieniemy again. Gain of 4 for Bieniemy. 2nd and 6. Hagan in trouble and down. Mike Petco, the junior inside linebacker from Anaheim. 3rd down and 11. Tremendous noise from the sellout crowd of 76,000. Bieniemy right up the middle. Down to the 5 with a first down for Colorado on this opening drive for the Buffaloes. They spotted him down at the 6, 1st and goal. The option, Hagan. Down close to the 2-yard line.
Short yardage situation.
Bieniemy lost the football. This time, the Buffaloes got it back. Bieniemy stopped short of the goal line. Travis Hill made the hit, and Nebraska has held.
He fumbled the football.
And they came up with it, did the Cornhuskers. The enemy loses it. Nebraska on first down, just trying to get some room. Gain of 2 on first down. Now the option for Joseph. Leotis Flowers has running room. Has a first down out to the 16-yard line. Colorado squandered a great opportunity to score with the wind at its back here in the first quarter when Bieniemy fumbled on 3rd and goal at the 2. The option again. Joseph trying to turn the corner and cannot. It is snowing in other parts of the state of Nebraska. It is possible it will be snowing here before this game is over. Joseph sacked back inside the 15-yard line. Into the wind, traveled 26 yards. Colorado should again get great field position. McLuhan let the ball bounce, and that's a mistake. It takes a big Nebraska roll. The Huskers trying to earn some extra yardage by batting the ball further downfield. The officials will spot it at the 33. Darian Hagan following the 53-yard punt by Stiggy. Goes to play action on 1st and 10. Looking deep. Throwing deep. It has a man open. And the ball is dropped. Mike Pritchard was in the clear.
Just when he hit the ground, he dropped the football.
The enemy has fumbled twice already, lost one. On 3rd and 7, Walker takes down Darian Hagan from behind. He had 2 shanks last week against Oklahoma. Bobbled the snap but had time as Nebraska was not rushing all out. Tyrone Hughes. Down at the 26-yard line.
Most everything he does with football, I'm there if he requests.
5 years ago, when you came into this, you knew nothing about football. Back to you.
Gain of 3 on the first play for Flowers. Here's Leotis again.
Nebraska wins this ball game. If Virginia should stumble, would move to number 1.
Leotis Flowers did not appear to pick up the first down. You wouldn't have thought that was possible into the wind he's kicking into. But he's had plenty of help from the roll on the last 2 punts.
That's the best kind of punch you can have into the wind. A low punt, keep it away from him, and get the bounce.
The longest current home sellout streak in college football. Colorado on first down. Bieniemy. A good run. Bieniemy again. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage.
Consequently, when you practice against them, you get the best look. Possible quarterback draw here, some type of draw.
Hagan got it off. It's incomplete, intended for Bieniemy. Kenny Walker hit Hagan. He hasn't been quite as strong this year. Under a strong rush. His is a wobbly kick that goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Colorado. It's 1st and 10, Nebraska. The Cornhuskers working with their best field position. At the Colorado 41, Flowers dropped for a loss. First man to hit him, Greg Binkert, the inside linebacker. Loss of 2 on first down. Flowers still on his feet. He's down at the 37-yard line. The option with the blitz on for Colorado. Joseph tripped up short of the first down. Colorado 15-2. He has never lost to the Buffaloes here in Lincoln. 8-0 at Memorial Stadium. Indeed, Nebraska is going for it on 4th down. Joseph, the pitch to Flowers. He has the first down. Had some running room if he could have stayed in bounds. He goes out of bounds. Flowers. Tom Osborne and the Huskers moving into a stiff wind in the first quarter. They survived the fumble by Bieniemy, dodged that big bullet, and now they're on the move.
Affects the cutting of the tailbacks and the quarterback when you're inside that hash.
On 2nd and 4 for Nebraska. On 3rd down, less than a yard. Joseph picks it up himself. Needed to get to the 15.
And makes a lot of the play calls.
On 1st down, this time Nebraska tried the fullback.
Now again, I think you got to look for Mickey Joseph in the option.
And here comes Mickey. Looks like he wants to keep it himself. He's out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
Look for something over the middle to maybe the wing back over here in this formation.
Joseph runs away from the rush. Short of the 1st down, he's out of bounds. And because he's left-footed, he's starting where the turf is a bit more wet. From 26 yards, Greg Barrios drives it through. And Nebraska is first on the board. It's 3-0 Cornhuskers. Myron Bennett with the kickoff. Mike Pritchard with the return, knocked down at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Colorado from its own 16. Dangerous pitch. Bieniemy, gain of perhaps 1, and that's all. Wyoming with a big game next week against BYU. No gain on 1st down. Here's Bieniemy again, this time with blockers. He slips down as the tacklers closed in. 3rd and 5, Colorado. Hagan under pressure. Throws, intercepted. Mike Petco picks it off for Nebraska.
Again, turns the field position around, Sean.
First interception of the year for Petco, just the 2nd of his career. The pitch dropped, but fortunately, a loss of 1 on 1st down for Nebraska. Joseph, incomplete. Throwing behind his intended target during his career as a standout wide receiver at Princeton. Joseph trying to scramble for the 1st down. And he's knocked out short of the 1st down. Dion Figures came up from his cornerback spot. Greg Barrios has already connected from 26. This one, a 44-yard try. It would be his longest of the year. It has the distance, and it's right down Broadway. First field goal from beyond 40 yards this year for Barrios. Couple of field goals, and it's 6-0 Nebraska. Byron Bennett the kickoff. It bounces up. And in trouble is Dwayne Davis. Bieniemy with a hole up the middle. And a quality gain on 1st down as he's out to the 19, a gain of 8.
He's a great football player. The Moore-to-Moore combination.
On 2nd and 2, Bieniemy picks up the 1st down. 1st and 10, Colorado. If you're just tuning in, Eric Bieniemy fumbled as Colorado was driving down the field. He fumbled at the Nebraska 2. Since then, Nebraska has kicked 2 field goals. Hagan has a man. Pritchard can't hang on. The pass was a bit behind him. Bieniemy. A yard to the 26.
Hey, they've been able to stop everybody they played defensively.
3rd and 9. Hagan wrapped up and thrown down by Kenny Walker.
Longs, because that makes Kenny Walker very dangerous on the pass rush.
Ruin punting into the wind now. It rolls a couple of yards for the Buffaloes. And the Buffaloes shooting for back-to-back Big 8 crowns. They need to win this football game. They trail 6-0, and Nebraska has it back. Play action on 1st down. And the pass nearly intercepted. Dion Figures. Joseph threw 4 times last week against Iowa State, but completed all 4, 2 of them for touchdowns. Cornhuskers rushed for 557 yards last week. A fumble. Joseph couldn't recover it. It's still free, and the Buffaloes get it back.
Big play right here.
Brian Diet, who's a backup tackle, recovered it. Diet's seen a lot of action here today, and he's made a couple of big plays. Great balance by Bieniemy on first down. Look out, Bieniemy loses the football. Hagan recovers it back in Colorado territory. They'll spot him at the 44-yard line. Hagan throwing it into the wind. Incomplete. Intended for Rico Smith, and pretty well done. A punt for Ruin. Manages to hang it up in that wind. Fair catch made. And a beautiful sunny day Thursday here in Lincoln. Today it's in the high 30s with a chance of snow. The rain has subsided at the moment. 1st and 10 Nebraska.
There's so much at stake in this football game. Nebraska and Colorado, if they win this football game, it could be still that they'd have a great shot for the national title.
Omar Soto, backup fullback, as a blocker, and that's the highest praise you can possibly give a fullback. This is Baldwin, the backup I-back, who picks up the first down. Don't live up to those advanced expectations, but not so today in Charlottesville. Baldwin juggled the pitch momentarily, managed to take it in, and Rayovac, halftime report. Tim and Lee with scores and highlights from throughout the nation. Soto again. 6-0. We're inside of 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. The option, Joseph thrown down to Navis McGee. With the wind, the line drive kick. McLuhan muffs it. Now he's in the end zone. He's in trouble. Down in the end zone. Touchback. He never had possession of it in the field of play. Requesting an explanation from this Big 8 officiating crew. It was a muff punt. He never did have possession of it, as you saw on the field of play. Only picked it up in the end zone. Therefore, the touchback. Nothing doing for Darian Hagan. 6-0 Nebraska as we approach 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Bieniemy. Looked like he had some room outside. He bounced it inside the roof at Memorial Stadium. On 3rd and 7, they go to the run, and Bieniemy got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. High snap. Ruin just did get the kickoff. Tyrone Hughes watched it bounce, and it's down to the 36. San Francisco and Dallas, Sunday, November 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Joseph throws incomplete. Back to the run on 2nd and 10. Baldwin tripped up by McLuhan after a gain of 8. Baldwin again. First down. Much more in the Colorado territory and down at the 42-yard line.
Oh, they got to be a little quicker moving right here.
Joseph forced out of the pocket. Has running room. He's thrown down inbounds at the 35-yard line. Joseph slips down. Big loss. Now they're out of field goal range. Joseph running out of time, running out of the pocket, throws it away.
Intentional grounding.
Indeed it is. Joseph throws, intercepted. Tim James has some blockers along the sideline. Now he's out of bounds at the 44. That's the final play of the half. It's the 5th interception of the season for Tim James. 2 field goals for Greg Barrios of Nebraska in the first half, and at halftime, it's 6-0 Cornhuskers. Dwayne Davis lost the football. Again, a muff. He's entitled to down it. Bill McCartney, the Colorado coach, says of all the impressive statistics of Nebraska, he thinks that is the most impressive. Up the middle, the fullback, George Hemingway, picks up 14 on the first play from scrimmage. That was the longest play from scrimmage for Colorado in this game, the 14-yard pickup. Here's Bieniemy with another quality gain to the 41. Second down. 3 yards to go for a Colorado first down. Bieniemy has only been held under 100 yards once this season. That was by Texas. He fumbles the football, and Nebraska recovers. Travis Hill came up with the fumble. 1st and 10 Cornhuskers. And had he not run into his own man, Joe Sims, he would have been able to run with that football. 3rd time Bieniemy has put it on the ground. The 2nd time the Buffaloes have lost the fumble. Joseph trying to make it hurt. Mickey Joseph down the sideline. Out of bounds. Out of bounds at the 9-yard line. The Cornhuskers celebrate, but it is not a touchdown.
See where he steps out of bounds at.
Right there.
Very close.
No hesitation from the official. 36-yard gain. 1st and goal, Nebraska. In the opening moments of the 3rd quarter, the Huskers lead 6-0. And throw the flag for unsportsmanlike conduct.
And they're a little hesitant because it's such a big penalty.
Yes, indeed. The option. Baldwin. Driven out of bounds by Tim James at the 5. 3rd and goal. From just outside the 4-yard line. Baldwin again. Down at the 3. This one a 20-yarder. He is already connected from 26 and 44. That one is no good. Tough angle from in close along the hash mark. Barrios hooks it wide, and
I think he was in.
George Hemingway, the fullback. A tough run. Mike, I think if Nebraska wins this football game, they have to be number 1.
I think Nebraska's number 1 right now at this play.
Eric Bieniemy manages to make something out of nothing. The rap against Nebraska at this point is that they haven't played anybody, and I think that's fair criticism. Their non-conference schedule includes Oregon State, Baylor, Minnesota. Hagan thrown down. The inspired Cornhuskers know now that Virginia has lost, and Pat Terrence, Osborne's worst season at Nebraska. 9 wins and 3 losses. That's his worst record. The punt by Ruin. They have not played strong opponents. Colorado far and away the toughest foe that Nebraska has faced to this point. This is Scott Baldwin. Our report from the sideline is that Leotis Flowers has suffered a sprained ankle.
Virginia, they talk about Virginia's schedule, but you can complain about it, but the schedule that they've been given to play. And again, when you stand defeated, you beat the best teams you play. You're playing at Colorado.
1st and 10, Nebraska. The Huskers at their own 47. Inside of 9 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. John Bostic did not make the catch.
At that ball.
I think a few of the Hunters were aiming at that football. Baldwin.
Here's that unbalanced line again where they ran the option before. Look for the option here.
On 3rd down and 4. The give to Lewis. And he did not pick up the first down. He got just a yard to the 45.
Well, the one thing about playing a lot of players, I don't think Nebraska is really the only team I've ever seen be able to do that. How do you keep them all happy and role players with Tom Osborne?
They've rolled to an 8-0 record, outscoring their opponents by an average of 44-8 per game. Bieniemy, a gain of 2, and that is all.
It's an important series for Colorado and Nebraska because Colorado, they can go into the 4th quarter. They're going to get the win.
Here's the first completion of the football game, and a first down for Colorado. George Hemingway, an excellent receiver out of the backfield.
Where they can throw a little bit more in the fourth quarter. They're not in bad shape.
Hemingway into the line for 2 on first down.
And a fullback in the offense at the same time.
Play action pass. Hagan going deep into the wind. Pritchard makes the catch. Great adjustment to the football by Mike Pritchard, and he's down to the 21 of Nebraska.
Watch him just time his jump just right.
Pickens and Lewis were there for Nebraska, but it was Pritchard with the big catch. Hagan fighting the crowd noise. Bieniemy lost it again. Still free.
A critical mistake by Nebraska. If they don't recover this, one of their players tried to pick it up.
They did recover it. Mike Kroll came up with the football. What a terrible day Eric Bieniemy is having.
Here's the unbalanced line again by Nebraska.
The Cornhuskers lead 6-0. Past the midway point of the third quarter.
Colorado, their football program become very strong. Now he's at Ohio State. He may be the most valuable college president in the country.
Look for the Buckeyes to bounce back. Joseph couldn't bounce away from McClellan. That's a loss of 1. Third down. 8 yards to go for Nebraska first down. Joseph, that's the first completion for Nebraska. John Bostic a first down and more. Out to the 45-yard line. Bostic, the leading receiver for Nebraska this year. That was his 13th reception. Scott Baldwin. Excellent balance. He's close to a first down, and they have the wind behind them for another 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Second, less than a yard. Joseph looking to throw. Man wide open. The tight end, Johnny Mitchell. Touchdown, Nebraska. On the scoreboard, Nebraska was not charged with a timeout. Joseph throws short. Intended for Dan Pleasant, the backup split end, but the pass was short. 6 more points on the board for the Cornhuskers. Late in the third quarter, they lead 12-0. With that stiff breeze at his back, Dwayne Davis starts from the 12. Good job to stay on his feet. And he brings it out close to the 30-yard line.
He has to overcome the frustration of moving the football but having the turnovers.
The reverse. Blockers for Pritchard. Mike Pritchard across midfield. And down at the 40-yard line of Nebraska. Taken down from behind. Jay Lewinberg, the center, number 52, as he was blocking Mike Kroll. He was the only blocker in the vicinity where the flag was thrown at the 32-yard line. There's a catch by Rico Smith. He's back across midfield. So after the disappointing penalty, a minute 45 to play in the third quarter. Nebraska leads 12-0. Bieniemy had the football wrapped up. He has another first down to the 36-yard line.
Colorado's putting on an impressive drive.
Bieniemy back to the line of scrimmage.
But again, a good comeback football team.
Saw the numbers for Bieniemy, but the big number, the 3 lost fumbles. Hagan knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Has it off the left of him right there, but that's probably wet also. So he's throwing the ball well with the wet football.
Very little success on third down for Colorado. 1 for 9 are the Buffaloes. They go to the ground. Bieniemy spins for the first down. Eric Bieniemy. Bieniemy got in for only 1 play last year against Nebraska because he was injured. Colorado coaches say he's really been looking forward to this game. At this point, it's been a disappointment for him. The only scoring in the third quarter, the touchdown pass. Joseph to Mitchell to 46 yards. Nebraska looking ahead to the possible #1 ranking, leading 12-0. Colorado deep now in Nebraska territory.
They've got to almost think this is 4-down territory because you don't get too many scoring opportunities a day like today.
Hagan tried to throw it left-handed, which he has done in the past, and it's an incomplete pass. His arm was coming forward. He lost that right at the top of his throwing motion. Hagan on third down, throws, caught at the 1-yard line. Mike Pritchard gives Colorado first and goal at the Nebraska 1. Mike Pritchard. The enemy into the end zone for a touchdown. Boy, it looked like the wingback was moving toward the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped, but no flag thrown. And Eric Bieniemy goes in for the touchdown. Colorado is on the board. It's now 12-6. He's still perfect. It's now 12-7 Nebraska with 14:43 left in the game.
Watch George Hemingway again lead on the isolation and get the good block. Number 93 comes from the backside.
Indeed, it has been. The rain continues to fall. Terrific kick by Harper with the wind at his back. It goes through the end zone, and Nebraska will begin at its own 20. That's at 7:30 Eastern time tonight. Joseph keeps on the option. Got just across the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Joseph, they're all out of sync. First he was maneuvering Baldwin against the Cornhuskers. Back to the 16-yard line, setting up 2nd and 14. Joseph dumped back at the 12-yard line. Joel Steed, number 93. The Huskers will have to kick into the 25-mile-an-hour breeze. Quarterback draw. Gets nothing. A loss back to the 11-yard line. End zone. The deep man McLuhan is at the Nebraska 39. That was untouched by Colorado. Therefore downed by Nebraska. 12-14 to play. Nebraska leads by 5. Bieniemy bursts through the middle. Into Nebraska territory at the 45, 2 yards short of a first down. 2nd down 2. Play action pass, deep pass. Pritchard is there. He made the catch. Another super catch by Mike Pritchard along the far sideline. Pritchard came into today's game with just 25 fewer all-purpose yards than the Rocket Raghib Ismail. But you hear so much about the Rocket, very little about the Booster. More people know about the Booster now. Here's Bieniemy inside the 5, down at the 4, a gain of 7. When Bieniemy missed the first game of the year, he was the tailback and rushed for 217 yards. Here comes a flag thrown in the middle of the offensive line.
Holding call today. Tough call right there.
That's right. Why wait till this point of the football game to call holding in the middle of the offensive line? Hagan going to run.
Facing Colorado. They may be in 4-down territory, and they're thinking.
3rd and 5 from the 6. Pass caught. Now the ball's on the field, and the receiver is ruled down.
Again, I still look for quarterback sneak of Bieniemy behind the 2 lead blockers.
And one of the biggest plays of the year in college football. Bieniemy leaps. Touchdown. The official along the far side of the field did not signal touchdown, but the official along the near side did. 13-12 Colorado with 8:37 to play. And the Buffaloes took too much time.
Probably the right choice right here by Bill McCartney, because 2 is really what you need.
1 doesn't do much good. It only gives you a 2-point lead. Then a field goal beats you. Man open, but it's too high for Pritchard. That could be big as we look back on it.
No harm really there because, again, a field goal, if you would have kicked one, beats you anyway, but the percentages were low for him.
Colorado leads for the first time in the football game, 13-12 with 8:37 remaining. His last kickoff sailed through the end zone with that wind at his back. This shorter taken by Tyrone Hughes at the 4. He's down at the 21. One of the criticisms of Nebraska football over the last couple of decades really has been the inability to win the big one. This is a big one. They've squandered a 12-0 lead, and they're in trouble again. Mickey Joseph thrown down.
If they're going to beat Colorado.
Joseph, good pitch to Baldwin. He's short of a first down. Nebraska just 1 of 13 on third down conversions today, and they won't pick this one up. Baldwin stopped the fake, and it looks like they stopped him short.
Depends where they mark this one.
Looks like they're going to mark it on the 30-yard line. They needed to reach the 31.
Gutsy call by Tom Osborne.
He did not make it. At the Nebraska 30, leading 13-12 with 6:38 to play. Bieniemy to the 27.
Really done a great job coming from behind.
8 100-yard games for Bieniemy this year, 19 for his career. That is also a Colorado record. He's only been held under 100 once. That was against Texas. He got 99 against the Longhorns. He's down this time. Again, the ball came free. Bieniemy inside the 10, down at the 9, again close to a first down.
If they win this game, go to the Orange Bowl, draw a top team, they may have a chance to still play for the #1 ranking.
Hemingway. Bulls down to the 3-yard line.
#1 team in the country.
Bieniemy up the middle, touchdown.
Got to admire Eric Bieniemy. He's come back here.
Just a tie. Harper drills it through.
He's had great field position with the wind in the fourth quarter to get those 20 points.
Harper's kick. Tyrone Hughes started at the 1. Ripped up as he was the option. The pitch bobbled, and Joseph got it back. Is or is not significant depending on how you look at it, but not a bad gamble given the wind that the punt was going to have to go into. Joseph back to the 15. The clock ticks down to 3:05 remaining. Colorado leads 20-12. On 3rd and 15, Joseph throws, caught, and then dropped and ruled incomplete. Johnny Mitchell had it in his hand. 4th and 15. Joseph in a crowd and sacked.
I think they may have just went from #1 to maybe around the 10th spot. Bowl game team in January 1st.
Bieniemy down to the 5, down to 2:45 left in the fourth quarter.
Georgia Tech still doesn't have a loss. They've got a tie. You got Auburn with that tie, but they've got a tough ball game ahead of them tonight.
Hemingway into the line for little or no gain. Even the Auburn Tigers have been the first to admit that they are fortunate.
1984, as I said earlier, 1-10. And he's brought this program along, and now as good as there is in the Big 8.
Touchdown, Bieniemy. That will put it away for Colorado.
Nebraska's had a tough fourth quarter. That wind and field position and not being able to get anything going on.
Harper kicks the extra point. With 1:31 to play, Bill McCartney and the Buffaloes enjoy a 27-12 lead.
Colorado came in there and silenced this crowd in the fourth quarter.
Nate Turner isn't going to try it.
Mike Grant's in the quarterback, Sean, for Nebraska.
He might be a slightly better thrower than Joseph. He's off the mark with his first toss in 1960 and 1961.
Not many people have been able to do it.
This will also be...
But I think you have to look at it. Both teams were affected by the officials' error, because had they known it was a fourth down before, I doubt if they'd have grounded the ball. They'd have probably ran the option at that particular time.
Stiggy, the punter, kicks it away with nobody back for Colorado. They don't risk the punt being mishandled. And the ball rolls dead.
They'll just kill the clock now. Just try to get down on one knee and run the clock.
Since 1973, when Tom Osborne took over, Nebraska's been involved now in 17 of these Big 8 showdowns, most of them with Oklahoma, the last 2 with Colorado, and Nebraska has won only 5 of those 17 Big 8 showdowns. Bill McCartney with a huge win. He has a big leg up on the Big 8 title and the berth in the Orange Bowl as his Buffaloes go to 8-1-1 and hand Nebraska its first loss of the year.